My name is Ray and welcome back to my cooking channel. Today we're going to be making this healthy chicken and rice. I was doing some research and I found that this recipe, which only took about half an hour to make, didn't need that many ingredients and it was really easy to cook. So I started off by going to the store and looking for the ingredients that was on the list. And first I started off with avocados and organic broccoli because you want to get the organic stuff because it's much better than the regular. And I found that this chicken was also raised by Canadian farmers without antibiotics, hormones, all that stuff. And then organic ginger and organic garlic. Next I got some organic onions, but you only need about one of them, organic bell peppers, and then organic rice and some soy sauce. Walking home now, I'm super excited to start cooking. These are all the ingredients you're gonna need. I already had some chili powder, olive oil, and honey, so I didn't buy those, but yeah, let's start cooking. The recipe says you only need one red onion, so start by cutting that, and try and cut it as small as you can. You can dice it if you like, and this is the size that I went for. It's fairly skinny, it's kind of small, so it's gonna be easy to cook. And then you're gonna wanna mince your ginger that you had. And then after that, you're going to want to cut the garlic that you got. You're only going to need about 3 or 4 cloves, which should be enough. Separate everything into different bowls just to make it easier and organized. Then you can start cutting your broccoli. Just cut the top off like this. And you're going to be making it into smaller pieces, which is going to be easier to eat. And when we put it into the water, easier to go into the water. As you can see, I'm just cutting it like this. You just want to cut the stem off and then a bunch of the pieces are going to start falling off. You don't have to start cutting the broccoli in every direction. Just cut the bottom of it and it'll start falling apart, which is just what we're going for. Now you can grab it and separate it into another bowl just to make it easier again, stay organized. And now we can start cutting our bell pepper. So just cut off the stem and then you're going to throw that out. Then when you go inside, just cut off those 3 pieces that are connecting the seeds to the middle, and then it'll just be able to pop right out, and then all the seeds are going to go with it. You don't have to mess around with the seeds. It's all going to be really clean. Just take it out, throw it out, and now it's all clean. You see, not a single seed in sight. Cut off the bottom of it and then take off the sticker because you don't want to eat the sticker unless you're weird. And then you're going to throw that out. You're going to cut it down the middle, and then you're going to cut it into strips. Then we're gonna cut it down into squares, make it even smaller, and then we're gonna add it to the pan when we cook everything. So you're just gonna keep cutting. You have a lot of freedom with this. You can have any size bell peppers you want. You can cut it into any different shapes or sizes you want as long as you cut it. Now either wash your cutting board with soap and water or grab a different one and cut the chicken vertically down the middle with a sharp knife. You want a sharp knife for this because it'll make the job much easier. You do not want to stab yourself or cut your fingers, and make sure your cutting board isn't slipping. You do not want it to slip because I'll just make it so much harder to cut and a lot more dangerous. Watch your fingers when you are cutting chicken because it's not as easy to cut as it is with vegetables. It's really easy to move, so you really want a sharp knife. Now you're going to take the strips and you're going to cut it into smaller pieces like this, similar to what you did with the bell pepper. And you're going to make it smaller so it's easier to cook. The chicken should look a little something like this. Into a medium hot pan, you're going to add your olive oil, and then you're going to add your cut up ginger, garlic, and then you're going to also add the red onions. Give this a little bit of a stir, and you're going to stir it around for approximately 2 minutes, and then you're going to add the chili powder that you have earlier. You're just going to add a bit of it because this is going to give the spice, and if you're not a fan of spice, use a little less of it. You're going to add the chicken, and then you're going to add a bit of salt, but not too much, and also some pepper. You don't want to over salt it because we're also going to be adding soy sauce. Put the broccoli into the water so it can boil and get softer, and give everything else a bit of a mix. Add the honey and soy sauce, and then put the broccoli back into it after it's gotten a bit softer. Then put the bell peppers that you cut, and give that a bit of a mix too. After that, you just want to wait a bit, and while you're waiting, you can heat up the rice. With this Ben's Original, you just put it into the microwave for 90 seconds, and then it's done. It should come out looking a bit something like that. And then, once everything else has been on the stove for a bit more, just give it another stir, leave it on there for a bit, and then it should be done. You can plate it now. Here's the rice. I'm going to take the chicken and broccoli and the vegetables, and now put it next to the rice. This is healthy because it has a lot of vegetables, The rice has some fiber in it, which is something that a lot of people aren't getting enough of every day. The vegetables are obviously good for you. I'm gonna elevate this dish with some avocado because avocado is obviously really good for you. So I'm gonna cut it open. I'm going to put only about half of it. Unless you want some more, you can have all of it. But I'm gonna add about half of it to the dish, and this is the final product. I hope you enjoyed. Trying this dish, I can definitely say I'm a fan. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for next week.